This is someone who was born 52 years after Brazil abolished slavery, who is acclaimed all over the world as the king of the global game. So far ahead of his time, it's almost unreal. Pele is a global icon of football before football has truly gone global. And if we've just been sitting through a month of football in Qatar, celebrating the World Cup, no one did more than Pele to bring that about, to make the World Cup this habit that the planet has of downing tools and watching it every 4 years. All of us, people like myself, who earn our living from the game in whatever insignificant capacity, we're all midgets standing on the shoulders of a giant called Pele.
Well, of course, we all know Pele. What specifically does he mean to the Brazilian people, Tim?
It's so hard to put this in a context that perhaps makes sense to Europeans, because when one thinks of Brazil, what do you think of? You may think of the Amazon, you may think of samba, but more than anything else, you think of football. So Pele is not just a sporting hero, he's a national hero as well. This is a little bit like the parting, if I could put this in English terms, it's a little bit like a combination of Winston Churchill, Lord Nelson, Paul McCartney, Lewis Hamilton, and Bobby Charlton all rolled into one. Massive importance. Now, he's a man of 82, and he's been suffering from cancer. This latest sad piece of news is not entirely unexpected. The nation has been bracing itself for the last few days, really, I think for the last few weeks, for this bad news, but it still comes as a shock. There are very, very few Brazilians who are old enough to remember a world before Pele.
Well, of course, we're just getting this news now. Have we seen any reaction yet coming out of Brazil from any official capacities?
I haven't seen so yet, but it'll come, and plenty of it, lots of it. Lula is about to be inaugurated as president on Sunday. Lula is a massive football fan, and I'm sure that he will pay tribute, as will everyone, on Pele. His importance to the nation. Really, what we are talking, I think, now about the greatest diplomat that Brazil ever possessed. Someone who, through the joy of physical expression and through also his own ability post-career as a public relations man with his ready smile, he only created good reactions wherever he went. There's a story of which they're very proud in Brazil, in that he stopped the civil war in Nigeria in the late 60s for a day at least, because both of the warring factions wanted to see him and his team Santos were on tour. And so they downed their weapons for 24 hours, and there was a game where they could watch Pele. How many people can stop a war?